Episode 36, Full-Scale Operations. A background character from SpongeBob was talking to one of the workmen when Duck arrived with Philip. Have any of you guys seen Sir Topham Hatt? We have some bad news to share with him. He's golfing at the moment, but he'll return in a minute or two. I thought Sir Topham Hatt didn't like golf anymore. Yeah, he's not being voiced by Keith Wickham anymore. Just because he's no longer voiced by Keith Wickham doesn't mean he no longer likes golf. Eventually, Sir Topham Hatt arrived in an Aston Martin DB5. No shit. You say that every time Sir Topham Hatt pops up. Well, can you blame the narrator? It is a good car after all. Oh, hello, Duck and Philip. How nice to see you two again. Sir, we have some bad news. What's the problem? Thomas the Tank Engine was scrapped! What? We tried to tell you sooner, but you're out playing golf. Who's responsible for this? Harold the helicopter filmed the whole incident. It was Diesel. I should have known. You know what we need to do now? Scrap him? Not only that, but we need to get more help. But there's barely any engines left on the island. Who says we need engines? Mr. Bruce has muscle cars doing most of his work, right? Are you suggesting that we also get muscle cars to help? Actually, I was thinking of getting something more modern. Exotics. You mean supercars? Oh, shut up. They're the same thing. I'm talking about Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Aston Martins. Newer than mine, of course. Right. Where are we going to find supercars to help us? We're on a British island. I'm sure we'll find hundreds of them. Especially if they're Aston Martins or McLarens. I want you two to gather the rest of the engines to help us out. I'm going to get the exotics. How come Sir Topham Hatt can get into his car by himself, but every time he drives away, it's moved by a hand? It's called The Bad Quality Adventures of Thomas and Friends for a reason. Right. Philip, I'm going to gather James, Stepney, Henry, and Murdoch. I want you to get the rest of the engines. And meet me back here, okay? Yes, sir! After that, everyone left. The end. No shit, narrator! The random background character from SpongeBob got so angry that he decided to shout at me. What kind of narrator is this guy? Mark Morgan is a good narrator. Why, thank you. And as I said earlier, this is the end of the episode. The end.